By the time the day is all done, I'm not really expecting much any better than what it is right now. And our temperatures aren't really going to go up all that much either. Currently, we are at 38 degrees at the airport. It is 37 here at Radio Center. Downtown Midland is at 37. Downtown Bay City is at 38. We do have a little bit of light rain being reported, a few sprinkles here and there, just like it has been over the last 12 to 18 hours. And a breeze to contend with. Fortunately, not too strong right now out of the north, coming in at 9 miles per hour. But as we go through the rest of the day, we are going to see those wind speeds pick up. And later on this afternoon, more than likely after 3 o'clock this afternoon, we're going to begin to see wind gusts close to 30 miles per hour. And again, that chance of some scattered rain shower activity, a few sprinkles here and there, maybe even a few flurries, although the temperatures being at 40 degrees, that's what we're going to look at for a high temperature. You won't really expect too much in the way of snow showers or snow flurries. Now, northern Michigan, a whole different story. The extreme northern sections of the lower peninsula did pick up some snow, measurable amount of snow yesterday. The Gaylord area did have 2 inches officially on the ground. Then you get over by Traverse City. They had half inch, maybe an inch, and that was it. But you get it into the upper peninsula, and that's where you begin to see some pretty heavy snows. And they had some very strong gusty winds coming out of the north and the northeast as well. Taking a look at some of the snow depths up there, Watersmeet has right now 5 inches of snow on the ground. That was as of 8:30 this morning. You take a look at the Hancock area, Kearsarge, both of them looking at a foot of snow on the ground. Champion has 16 inches. Marquette right now has 14 inches of snow. Arnold has 5 inches. Munising looking at 6. And then Gladstone 2, Garden Corners 2, Manistee with 2 inches. And Escanaba says they have about an inch of snow. Ontonagon is reporting 4 inches of snow on the ground as of about 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. Atlantic Mine looking at 9 inches, Iron Mountain 2, and a few other locations around 2, 3, 4 inches as well. All of that activity spilled into Wisconsin, and we did see a number of reporting stations, especially in the northeastern third of Wisconsin yesterday, looking at snow depths of more than an inch as well. Now, that low pressure system, which was over southern Lake Michigan, Chicago area, Gary, Indiana, Benton Harbor, right around in there, has finally begun to drift in an easterly direction, and it is going to be moving out, not very fast, but moving out. Northern Ohio is where it was located a little bit earlier this morning. And it does appear as though New York State will be hosting that low pressure system later this afternoon and this evening. Now, the reason why that low just didn't really move much at all to the east once it hit the Great Lakes area was a huge nor'easter, which affected the weather in New York, eastern sections of New York State, all of New England, and moving up into Nova Scotia, where they had anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rain, in addition to some real strong gusty winds and some tornado activity around. Nothing that really touched the ground, but wind speeds of better than 60 miles per hour were very common out there. That low pressure stopped this low pressure from moving any further to the east. But that nor'easter now has moved out. And coming up a little bit later on, matter of fact, in about 10 minutes from right now, we're anticipating the start of our broadcast of Detroit Tiger baseball, which they tried to play a couple of times in New York with the Mets. They didn't have that chance because of that nor'easter, but that is pretty much moved out. They're still getting some effects of that system, but maybe they can get the ball game in. They're looking at putting 2 games in here, beginning at 11:45, and the other one a little bit later on this afternoon, and then getting on the plane and heading back to Detroit for opening day tomorrow. Game time 1 o'clock here on WSGW 790 AM for the opening of the Comerica Park home schedule. But for right now, what are we looking at? We're looking at, as I said, a projected high temperature of 40, mostly cloudy skies, wintry mix, a north breeze picking up as we go into the afternoon, then mostly cloudy tonight. That low pressure system over New York State in combination with a high pressure system over Iowa, the two of them kind of working in tandem, will be pulling some cold air down over the Great Lakes on tonight and during the day tomorrow. Now, tomorrow's high temperature will be warmer than what it will be today. We're looking for clouds, a few sprinkles, especially early in the morning tomorrow, but then some spotty sunshine as well. Detroit is looking for pretty much the same. Their temperature, the game time temperature, is supposed to be in the upper 40s, but they're not anticipating any moisture. 33 for a low tomorrow night. We'll have that north wind tomorrow to contend with, not quite as strong, but still gusting up to 25 miles per hour. So it is really going to feel cold. Tomorrow night, clouds will thin out, partly cloudy skies, and that's the way we're looking for Saturday to start off, maybe with a few more clouds, but sun as we go through the day on Saturday, warmer still, 50 for a high, 30 for a low. Saturday's temperatures are going to be pretty close to what's average for this time of the year, which is 51 in the afternoon and 32 at night. Second half of the weekend, mostly sunny skies for Sunday, 56 for a high. And then a low pressure system over the Rockies is going to be approaching the state. So late Sunday night, early Monday morning, once again, we'll have a chance of some showers around. Our low temperature on Sunday night will be right around 40. And then on Monday, we'll have a mix of clouds and sun and a few showers around. It is going to be widely scattered. 62 for a high on Monday, 42 for a low, and then 60s to continue through much of the work week next week. We are looking at, again, that chance of some scattered showers on Monday. Not as good a chance of that on Tuesday, but then on Wednesday, once again, another system is going to be affecting our weather. The warmest ever April the 4th was set back in 1921. Our high was 76 and our low was 52. Incidentally, 76 is the record high on this date. The record low on this date is 15, set in 1954, but the coldest ever April the 4th was set back in 1982. 29 was our high, 17 was our low. And the most amount of snow on this particular day was set back in 1920 when we had 5 inches of snow. Long range outlook to take us all the way through the 17th of April is for our temperatures to be averaging above, if not much above normal. Precipitation values to be right around average, maybe a little bit above average for some of the work week next week. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, we've got Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. Doug Klein will be joining us as well. But before we get to all of that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency Risk Management. That's their specialty at the Sarr Agency. They are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. And they remind you that it might be a really good idea to talk to them right now about risk management because of Mother Nature and everything she's been doing to us so far. You really don't want to have to worry about what's going on over the summer months. You can reach their agents directly on their cell for questions or emergencies, or you can give them a call at their office in downtown Reese, the Michael Sar Crop Insurance Agency at 989-868-4722. We say good morning to Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. Melinda, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, not too bad. The last few days, you really couldn't count on anything in particular when it came to these markets. I know we closed yesterday halfway decent. What are we doing so far today?
Yeah, with permits this morning, currently corn is up 2, beans are down 4, and wheat's down 1. The markets are trying to stabilize after this week's early sell-off. After the markets have been heavily discounted since last Thursday's USDA stocks and planning report, the prices were sitting below report lows. So we kind of need some chart momentum to turn over the leaf here. A lot of people are looking at the U.S. spring planting weather forecast and the escalation in the Red Sea, that neither the bears or the bulls really have overly confidence in what is going to happen here in the next short term.
Okay. So right now on the board, what do you have, Melinda?
Yeah. Right now, we are currently at 370 nearby corn, 407 new crop corn, nearby beans at 11.22, new crop beans at 11.15, new crop red wheat, July at 5.05, and then new crop white wheat for July at 5.60.
All right. You take care. Have a great day today. We'll talk to you again next week, okay?
Sounds good.
All righty. Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us. The market report brought to you by Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors made easy. We've been telling you that again and again and again. And we're getting reports from some people that, yeah, it is true. Steiner Tractor can really help them out. First of all, if you got an old tractor and you want it to work for you, kind of hard to find the parts on some of those. Steiner has been able to help a lot of folks out. You want to make that tractor look pretty for some events coming up in the not too distant future? You can do that too. They'll help you. 800-234-3280 or go to their website at steinertractor.com. Remember, they understand how your life and job both stop if your tractor stops running. Market report also brought to you by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They do have lines of credit for equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. The Frankenmuth Credit Union, your hometown financial solution. Find out more by going to frankenmuthcu.org. Joining us right now, Doug Klein over at the Anderson, or over at Oppenheimer. Doug Klein, I was hoping that maybe you'd have a little bit better prices, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
Well, almost gave me a promotion, but that was
there you go.
Oh, well, it's interesting. So gold, silver, and copper all hit new highs today. The dollar is weaker-ish. It's sitting right around 104. It was testing 105 for quite a while there. So that's probably got something to do with what's going on. A lot of new highs in the stock market today. We got GE and 3M and Cabot and Dow and GM and Caterpillar, Freeport, Valero, Marathon, all those guys hitting new highs today. So there's still a lot of enthusiasm there. Nothing to worry about really. The S&P at 523. We got 505 is a good support, so that's a long ways away. So not really much to worry about. And just keeping my eye on corn at 447 July. The chart kind of says some resistance at 454. So that's not very far away. So might be something to keep an eye on. Who knows? Like I said, I don't know anything. I just watch the flashy numbers on my screen. that's the extent of my knowledge. So
Yeah, don't kill the
anyway,
messenger, right?
exactly. I don't know. So anyway, so here's your numbers. Yeah, May corn is 434 and a half, up 2 3/4. July corn at 447, up 2. May soybeans 1177 and a half, down 4 3/4. July soybeans 1190 and a quarter, down 5 cents. May wheat is 556 and a quarter, up a quarter of a penny, and July wheat 571, down 1 1/4. Crude oil just kind of steady-ish, 85.11, down 32 cents. Heating oil is 271.14, that's down 2.1 cents. Gasoline at 274 and a half, that's down 1.5 cents. Natural gas 179 and a half, down 4.5 cents. Over to currencies, the U.S. dollar buys $1.3491 Canadian, that's down 35 ticks. The dollar buys 151.65 yen, that's down 3 ticks. The euro's at 108.64, that's up 29 ticks. And the dollar's at 104.02, down 22 ticks. Gold's at 22.9320, currently down $1.20. Silver's 27.12, up 17 and a half cents. And platinum's at 943.30, up $9.30.
All right. You have a good one, Doug.
Thank you. You too.
Take care. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. Remember, they've got a great selection of products from Sure Crop and Nature's that'll help you increase your yields. And, of course, the expertise of certified crop advisor Vic Hupfer. They're also a Dairyland seed sales area, too, headquarters. So you might want to check them out. Whatever you need, they're more than likely going to be able to help. They've been serving a lot of people since 1983. Freeland Bean and Grain, where serving you is their business. And by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. That's Quality Roasting of Reese. When we return, Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency joins us.
Do you have a history of white mold or SDS in your bean fields? While you can never predict when disease will occur, using the right seed treatments can reduce your risk of yield loss when it does. Did you know adding Heads Up to your seed treatment package brings a proven mode of action that primes your beans so they're ready to fight off disease all season long? Ask your seed dealer to apply Heads Up for protection against both white mold and sudden death syndrome this season. Learn more at headsupst.com.
Along with me, Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Craig, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, good morning, Terry. The other day we talked about motorcycles and getting them out and ready for the spring. Well, there's another thing in the garage we should be talking about, and that's the generator. We're probably going to have some not so fun weather this spring with some storms. Hopefully we don't get any tornadoes. But now would be a good time to be making sure all your storm equipment is ready. Your generator, make sure it's got fresh fuel, maybe an oil change. Check the backup sump pump in the basement, make sure that's working properly. Just all those little things. It's always better to be proactive than reactive.
Yeah, and it's something as simple as just making sure that you've got it full of gas and the right type of gas. A lot of folks just think you can put the unleaded fuel in that and it'll be just fine. That's not necessarily the case, is it?
Well, it can be as long as you don't leave it in there for too long or you treat it with something. But the best fuel to use in those types of items is the rec fuel. It does cost a little more, but it does store better and is better overall for your equipment.
And one thing that I did notice with the generators is when you get ready to shut it off, you don't turn the switch to shut it off. You shut the fuel off to it.
Yep, that's a common practice, Terry. Again, it gets the fuel out of the carburetor, and hopefully it won't gum up on you until you need it again. So you don't have to go through the maintenance of cleaning that or replacing it, because that can be a pain, especially when you need it. It's never ready to go when you need it in that instance.
Yeah, and the other thing is obviously you got to make sure that whatever you're trying to run, that you're not trying to run too much with it, because if you pop the thing on the generator, you're out of luck.
Right. Yep. Make sure you got the proper size for sure. And double check with your agent too to make sure that you've got the coverage you need for in case the sump pump does quit or some type of sewer system backs up. You want to make sure that's ready to go also.
Yeah. Craig, always good to talk. You have a good one.
Will do, Terry. Thanks. You too.
Look forward to more suggestions next week. You take care. Craig Voorhees over at the Rummel Agency. Let's slide over to Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville right now. Jerry Samolsky joining me. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Terry. It's a little wet morning, but it's a good morning. We're out doing a pruning seminar and making sure we can all learn how to prune correctly. Like we've been telling people all winter long, you can still do it.
Well, pruning is real easy. All you got to do is just walk in and clip it off, right?
No. Absolutely no.
I knew that answer was coming.
Yeah. So, hey, plan of the week this week, Terry, though, we just decided we're going to do maple trees only because the maple trees are flowering now.
Okay. I know you got a ton of them out there.
Yeah. Well, everybody's watching and looking for the maple flower, aren't they?
Oh,
the most beautiful part of the season of a maple tree? Of course not. People don't even know that they flower. So they are flowering. And if they didn't flower, they wouldn't produce those helicopters. And those helicopters, are what people don't like. But again, that brings us a precursor to spring. And we know they're flowering. All plants flower. We just wanted to talk about that and make sure that you look at your plants as the season goes by and watch them evolve and grow. And right now, maple trees are flowering.
You talk about those helicopters. Last year, Jerry, I was getting helicopters in July and in August. Yeah. Why?
I had no idea, Terry. Maybe a little bit drier from that spring drought that we had. They came up a little bit faster. Not sure, Terry.
Yeah. No, that makes sense because I know the trees. And then a lot of these maple trees, well, some of them anyway, some varieties, they didn't drop their leaves until close to Thanksgiving.
Right. Again, there was a strange year last year with how plants performed and held and were early. And again, even this spring, I think I mentioned earlier in the week, we're in almost suspended animation. The forsythia and my cornus moss, they're just sitting there and they're not going through their paces in 2 weeks or so. We might have my tree out front, my cornus moss might be blooming now for 6 or 8 weeks by the time we get enough heat to push them along.
I think you're right. Jerry, take care. Maple trees, and you got a lot of them at the nursery?
All different kinds, Japanese maple, paperbark maple, sugar maple, Norway maple, red maple. We got maples, all kinds.
All right. You take care. What are the hours at the nursery right now?
We're still here till weekdays till 5, closed Saturdays. Next week or two, the 15th, we'll start on the weekends.
Okay, good information. You have a nice weekend coming up, okay, Jerry?
Thank you. You too, Terry.
Will do. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville.
It happens after every commercial building gets built.
That looks great, boys. Wow, what a change. The owners are going to be thrilled.
Even after cleaning out the garage or shed. That leftover scrap metal can be a burden, but it doesn't have to be, and it can make you some cash. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal is a metal recycling company that'll pay you cash and recycle your metal for the future. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal also makes it easy. We can provide containers for industrial manufacturing facilities and small specialty shops for moving and storing scrap metals. Looking to scrap a vehicle? We got you. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal in Saginaw, just north of the Dow Event Center. Also located in West Branch, 1 mile off I-75 and M76. Schedule a car pickup or check metal prices now at rifkin-co.com. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal, recycling today for tomorrow.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Kryzak's House Family Restaurant. Got to supply the food for an event coming up? Not a problem. 989-894-5531. That's the number. Tell them what you need. They'll get it ready for you. Stop by, pick it up. you're a hero at your event. No question about it. They do a great job. Krajak's House, also a great place to dine in. Can't think of a better place to take mom for Mother's Day. Corner of Cass in Michigan on Bay City's south side. We say good morning to Teresa over at Baird & Company. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning. And the markets are doing well also.
Wow.
The Dow Jones, I know. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 190 at 39,318 with 275 million shares traded. NASDAQ up 161 at 16,438 with 357 million shares traded. Some stocks of local interest include Caterpillar at 379.94, up 415. Deere 413.33, up 730. CMS is at 58.90, down 42. Dow 60.48, up 49. DuPont 77.69, up 57. Corteva 57.83, up 42. General Motors 45.65, up 48. Trinzio 4.28, up a quarter. Walmart 59.56, up 14. Huntington Bank 13.77, up 16. Independent Bank 24.66, up 52. And AT&T at 17.72, up 11 cents.
You have a great day, Teresa.
You too. Take care.
Thank you. Teresa DeVoe over at Baird & Company. Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth. Farmall tractors, they've got them anywhere from the Value Pack Farmall A to the Deluxe Compact Farmall C and C Series with cabs. Hey, they do make it real simple. The tractor does it all. So no matter what you're doing, Can Do comes in red, and it's called Farmall. See them today. Get all the details and figure out what your job will need in the form of a tractor by working with the folks at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. Detroit Tiger baseball going on right now on 790 AM WSGW. We'll continue our regular programming on 100.5 and live on stream. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude with the playing of our national anthem. Are you upset with your current planter performance? Are you considering buying a new?
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. Jose Andres of World Central Kitchen alleges Israel targeted his aid group.
IDF knew of our movements. The communication was clear.
Israel insists the airstrike that killed 7 was a mistake. CBS's Weijia Jiang says President Biden, who was outraged over the attack, talks by phone with Prime Minister Netanyahu.
It's expected to be a very tense phone call at a time when their relationship is already very tense because of the things that have happened, especially in recent weeks, as Netanyahu plans to launch a full-scale ground invasion into the city of Rafah, which is something that the Biden administration is trying to push them not to do.
The American citizen killed in the attack was 33-year-old Jacob Flickinger. His mother tells CBS Mornings,
"We'll never be able to stop his passion. That's where his heart was. And he gave it all all the way till the end.
It's been a wild weather week, tornadoes and flooding from the nation's midsection to the east. Now, northernmost states are getting a lot of spring snow.
Some places could see up to 2 feet of snow. Hundreds of thousands are without power and could be for several days. These women stocked up ahead of the storm in Freeport, Maine.
Just getting a few things because I don't go out when the driving is bad.
The kids are off for a couple of days. They already have it canceled, so we need to just get kid food.
The nor'easter snowstorm has led to flight cancellations and school and business closings. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Oklahoma has executed a death row inmate, Michael Dwayne Smith, who was convicted of shooting and killing 2 people in Oklahoma City more than 2 decades ago. NATO is marking 75 years. CBS's Cammie McCormick tells us there's a fresh assessment of a current issue